Hey everybody! So, I am coming at ya. I don't know. I'm at my parents' house because they are up in Canada, Quebec, Senator Quebec, and just a minute. Okay, so like I was saying, my parents are in Canada. They're visiting. I would have went, but I had work, and my mother told me at the last minute that they're going. So, plus I took off already for the Vegas trip that's coming up. So let me tell you, it's a really nice break. Even I'm just staying at my parents' house, but it's a nice break for me because, I really like the country and the town that I live in. Oh yeah, I did say I was gonna make a video tour. Let me shut this fan off. It's kind of loud. Hold on. It's hot. Okay, so I did say I was gonna make a video tour. Let me open the door. Hold on. Okay, so I just opened the door to let in some air. I said I wanted to make a tour of the town my parents live in, the town that I grew up in. I moved up here when I was in like fourth grade or third grade. So this is such a wonderful little cozy town. And it's called Brainerd's, New Jersey. And it was actually talked about in Weird New Jersey magazine. Customers, like when I'm at work, they always ask, they think I'm like obsessed with Weird New Jersey magazine. And the truth is, I just wanted to get that tattoo, but I'm not like, I don't really catch up on all the episodes. Like episodes. I don't really read all the issues of it. But this town was featured in that magazine, and you might be able to find it online somewhere. It's called Brainerd's. It was founded by David Brainerd, who was a missionary. I used to hate the name when I was a kid. Like, I was like, ew, why is it called Brainerd's? Like, brain nerds, brainy nerds, But, and yeah, I'm giving information about the whereabouts and stuff, but come on. Is that safe to do? Please. I don't know. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't. No, but I wanted to talk about this town, about how interesting this town is. So I'm going to do a tour where I'm just gonna. I wish I had a bike, because then I'd go on the bike with a selfie stick and be like, "See, this is Brainerd's. This is the street I grew up on. This is the bridge that we used to jump off." But I'm gonna do a tour anyways, and I was supposed to do it with my friend who lives in Brainerd's, Jimmy, but that didn't I don't know if it's gonna happen this week because things are coming up and stuff, but anyways, I'll tell you about Jimmy. He's an interesting character in his own. His personality after a while kind of reminds me of, I don't know, let me just say, last night I worked and I was like really tired and I just wanted to come back here, watch some movies and relax. Oh, speaking of, I actually do have some beer because last night, let me tell you something. This is Keystone. I really don't want to drink. Like, I don't like drinking at in my parents' house. They really don't. Well, anyways, so so I get to watch Jersey Shore. I can catch up on my Jersey Shore since I canceled my cable. So I work till 6, and to tell you the truth, working till 6 is still late because this is why I don't like working till 6 at night. You get out of work and you're starving. You want to cook, but you're too hungry to cook. So you just buy something like a hoagie, or you just eat something frozen, and it's not really tasty, and it's just because you're tired and you're hungry. You take a nap, then you eat, and then it's like late. Well, I like to get my nights, like I'd like to relax after work, and when you even work till 6 at night, that's kind of late. And Jimmy's been messaging me, my neighbor that lives down there. He wanted to hang out, and I really didn't want to. I didn't want to buy beer either. This is cheap for a 15 pack. It's 13 something. So I bought a 15 pack because he's like, "Oh, just buy some beer." And I was at my parents' house and I didn't really want to, but I bought beer. So I went down to say hey to where he lives, which is down the street, and it's like all the way in the corner, and it's like, I want to close the door because I feel like everything I'm saying is headed out the door. So let me close it for, hold on. I know I'm like all over the place, but hold on.
You want a beer? Hi.
Okay, so like the setup where he lives, it's like really nice because he's at the end of the road, and it's like private and stuff. And in the backyard, you saw there's like a little fire pit area, and it's just a really cute yard. That's why I took a video of it. And we made a fire, and I'm definitely gonna do. We are going to do a tour of Brainerd, New Jersey, and Jimmy's gonna do a tour. So you're gonna see Hillbilly Jim. Just kidding. He is a character. I have to say he's an interesting person. So we're gonna do that. But I don't know about this week. But so we sat down and had some beer and stuff and hung out, listened to music. But then, it's a 15 pack. But he was like, "We have 5 beers left." And I looked and I counted and it was 7, and I put them in my backpack. He's like, "Why don't we go to the Riverside Bar? Well, let's see what's going on there." And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess if you want." So I packed all my beer and came back up to my here, and I put the rest of the beer in the fridge. We had one on the road, while walking, because we walk like the Delaware River is right out there and the train tracks. So you just walk on the train tracks and you walk across the the bridge into PA, and then keep walking, and then you can walk to Riverside Bar and Grill, which is like a biker bar type place. And every July 4th, like well, not exactly on the 4th, like on the 7th, they have a big party there with music and fireworks, of course. They have a bonfire, like everybody goes there. It's like really cool. So I'm going this summer, or this 4th of July, but yeah, you just walk there and boom, you're there. So we went, we got the beer. Or no, we had one and we walked back down the tracks. We walked over, and it was really cool because like the moon was out. It was like a full moon, and it was illuminating the river. So once we're in the middle of the bridge, and you just see the Delaware River, and you see it illuminated by the moon, and it was so awesome. Like back in the day, I used to like party. We used to all party in the cornfields, like by the quarry. Like there's a quarry down here. We all used to do that. We used to hang up by the bridge. Like it was like so awesome. And this is before like cell phones became very prevalent. So it was really like cool. Now I don't know like how it is, but it was a lot of fun. So I was just happy to be by the river, just hanging out there. And so we were walking. We saw that Riverside was closing. I guess they closed at 11. It was only 11. And but they let us in. I didn't want them to let us in because he don't have money. He doesn't work. He's broke. And I bought that beer, and I just kind of really didn't feel like going in a bar. I don't know. I was tired. So we went in there, and they were closing. But they asked us what we want. So we can't just sit there and have a beer and hang out there, So we did a shot of Jack Daniels. And then I guess we got a 6-pack because I don't know why. And then I bought a pack of cigarettes, and that was like $26. And I'm like, wow. So we walked back, and there's like this thing called the Pump House, like it's right next to the bridge, and they have graffiti and everything. And I used to hang out there too as a teenager. We used to drink. I remember one time we had Jack Daniels. I didn't drink like to get drunk, but it was just peer pressure sort of thing. And we remember taking swigs of Jack Daniels, and it was like weird. Jack Daniels. and or smoking pot, you know, like or smoking cigarettes, whatever. So we sat on the top because that's where I used to hang out there too on the top pump house, like with everybody, like when I used to be young, when I used to be like, you know, 18 or when I was like 19, 20, early 20s. But I would still hang out there just because it's cool. But when like I'm not gonna try. I don't know. It's different now. I think like I'm gonna be hanging out with. Anyway, so we had a beer there. I didn't feel like going back to my house, so we hung out and then we came back to the house. But I didn't really want him to stay because it's my parents' house, and I don't want to be loud because this is a half a house. We have neighbors over there. We have neighbors here. I just don't want to be all loud at my parents' house, you know. So he hung out, and I was trying to like get hints like, well, I'm tired. I'm probably gonna be going to sleep. And he was like, oh, can I have another beer? And he was like drinking all the beer and stuff. But finally, he was like, I was like, well, I'm gonna go to sleep. So he was like, all right, can I have the beer to go? Like he just drank all the beer and stuff. So there's like 4 beers left. You know, it's like he never has money, and I'm always buying beer and everything. It's annoying. But so that's what I did last night. And I really didn't drink a lot. I didn't really drink a lot at all last night either. Thank goodness. Because I don't like weekend with hangover or whatever. So today, well, my aunt, the other day, she said, oh, let's have lunch together. So she called me this morning and she wanted me to come over for lunch. So I got ready at around, you know, I went to my house and I got a shower and stuff. Then I met her at her house and she had a really good lunch. Like she's Korean, like so she really makes good food. So she had pork. It was like spicy kind of. There was also like rice and kimchi, but like a summer kimchi, not like a really heavy Latin kimchi. It was like a summer. It was very light. And there's also like lettuce that she had from her garden, and there was also seaweed wraps and some dumplings with soy sauce and some chopsticks and everything. So that's what we had for lunch. And I took the lettuce and I put the pork in there and I put the kimchi and the rice, you know, and I rolled it up and dipped it in the soy sauce, and that was so good. And we kept eating, like we're just eating and talking, and we ate so much. But it was really nice. It was good to, you know, it's good to hang out with her. We're just talking. I was there for like 2.5 hours, and we're like eating. You know, and the food was really good. I have leftovers. I'm gonna have some tomorrow. And then we had some coffee and cookies, and we're just talking like about my cousins. And she's like, "Well, I'm gonna help you with your wedding." So I'm like, "I know, I need to have a wedding. Like, you know, I don't know what's going on with Mike. I really don't know, but I want to have a family. You know, so I want to have a wedding. I want to be a bride." Don't you think? Like, you know, I'm getting older. I want to have kids, whatever. So we were talking about that. Okay. So then I was like, you know, after I got out of there, I went back to my house. Not here, but I went back to my house. Took a nap. I was tired. Then I took a shower, and now I'm here. And I guess Jimmy left his phone here, and I really didn't want to hear it, the notification, so I dropped it off, and now I'm just chilling. There's, like I said, there's nobody to hang out with today. So I'm just gonna hang out, take it easy. But I do have this. So what else? Oh yeah, last night when we were hanging out, he was talking about UFOs. He was like, maybe we could see a UFO, or we'll see something like, you know, something weird. And when he was collecting like branches and stuff for the fire, and he got this big like branch that looked like an evil claw, like it just really did. So he sat that down, and it was like this, and it was like a claw, and it was like hanging out like that, you know, like, you know, Beetlejuice and over. But there was no breeze, no wind, and all of a sudden we heard something like branches making crackling noises, and it was right behind my back. So when I turned, I saw it was the big branch thing, and he saw it too, like I saw the end of it, and he saw that it just went like this and moved, but there's no wind. Or how did it just move on its own? Because it was like this, and there was no way like wind. But I don't know. It was just so weird. And we were talking about glasses and stuff because he has glasses that, like we were talking about like how I got new glasses at Walmart and this and that. So, anyways, all of a sudden his glasses, this part just breaks, right? Like this thing just broke, and it was just weird. Like it was like a finger, like a paranormal finger, like pointed and it just melted and broke. Like it was just so weird, you know. And when if I had to pee, I peed outside, like by the woods, and yeah. So I kept hearing this like shriek, like it was like a monster, like playing, like because where we were was like all the way at the end of the street, and there's just wilderness like behind with the train tracks, and then just trees and just nothing. And you hear this like shriek, and it's like, ah, ah. It was like so weird. So I want to do a video where we're hanging out and we're just like, you know, hanging out in Brainerd with Lori and Jimmy. I've known this guy like since like 15 years, seriously. Like I've known him a long time. Because he's always lived in my town and stuff. So, you know, we still hang out because we lived close and stuff. But that's all. Like that's how I met Mike. Actually, was through Jimmy. You know, Mike knows Jimmy and stuff. Like, so we're gonna do that. Anyways, let me have some of this. So tomorrow I think I'm going to Lisa's house, my sister's house, for dinner or something. I don't know. And I want to see Lila. Yeah. Yeah, I love the country. Like, I want to move to a country home out, like a farmhouse. That would be perfect. Because I really like older houses. I don't like houses that are like all cookie cutter. And I certainly do not want to live in the projects for the rest of my life. You know, it's good for now, but I don't want to live there forever, you know? Yeah, today I would have liked to grill and chill and sit outside and stuff, but the thing is, like, I don't want neighbors. Like, here, you know, my parents have neighbors, and it's a nice town, and, you know, this was the best town to grow up in as a kid, because we rode our bikes everywhere. There was a little store that sold penny candy, you know, Sour Patch Kids, Swedish Fish, you know, and we used to ride our bikes down there, and we used to play tag and flash, take walks with it was just, we had friends, other kids, and it was the best way for a child to grow up. It's like in the 50s, you know, like my dad grew up in High Bridge, New Jersey, and he actually he was friends with Danny Federici, who was the drummer, I believe, of Bruce Springsteen. My dad was in a band, and he actually opened for Bruce Springsteen. Like, he knew Bruce Springsteen, but he never really liked him. But he was friends with Danny Federici, and like, you know, and he grew up like back in the, I would want to say 50s. I think maybe he was a kid in the 50s. And everyone's like, how old are you? Well, maybe I'll make a video about how old I am. But anyways, anyways, yeah, so he grew up, you know, in a town like the 1950s style, with kids like doing weird games in the streets, you know, like that's how I grew up. It's like that's the way you gotta grow up, in a neighborhood with other kids, you know. Cause like my ex-boyfriend, he's really rich, and he grew up in like a nice rich house mansion, you know, with like a library, a private library with not private. I don't know what that means, but spiral staircase and like a pool and a hot tub, and like really nice house. But he grew up in the woods, and he didn't really have that kind of childhood that I did. Like he didn't have his neighborhood people to do stuff with, you know. So I think it's really important for kids to grow up in a neighborhood. But having said that, for me personally, I want to live somewhere where I don't have neighbors. I want privacy. Sometimes you don't want to say, hi, neighbor. Sometimes you just want privacy. Sometimes I want a place where I have my own, like, my own, backyard or whatever, and I could just sit out on a patio, have a little drink, grill, talk, play music. I love the country. Like, that's what I want. I want a country. I want a nice country boy, okay? That was weird. I looked like, I want a country boy, a cowboy. I don't know. There's a certain type of guy that I want to say, like, I want to do a video where I'm talking about, like, my ideal guy. He doesn't exist, but whatever. And he rides a motorcycle because I love motorcycle rides. Something about the summer to me is just so, like, sensual. There's something with the summer that I really like, but I haven't really done anything where I'm like it, like, I have to meet somebody that makes me feel like that. Like my ex-boyfriend, he was, I don't know what I'm talking about. Like I said with Mike, I don't know. I'm kind of over him and the comments he makes and his little jabs, his like passive aggressive comments and like I don't know, I'm just over him. Like the other day we were hanging out and he brought beer over, so he was sitting next to me on the couch, but he fell asleep. So I'm like watching a Twitch stream or something, and like I asked him, I said, Mike, can you get me a beer? And he gets all mad and woke up. He's like, why'd you wake me up for a beer? Like, and then he just like stormed out of here, and I'm like, ew, like, really? What guy's gonna? I'm just over it. I'm really over it. Like, I'm put to the point where I'm like not turned on by him. Like, I'm just the way he. I don't know. I just can't see myself, And my aunt was talking about me getting married and stuff, but I was trying to say I don't think he's like the right person. I can't. I don't know. I just don't think we're gonna be together too much longer. So I have to eat. Like I'm actually hungry. Not sure what I'm gonna make. I wanted to grill, but I'm not gonna grill if it's just me. First of all, it takes a lot of effort to do. I don't know what that number is, and I'm not answering it. It's like one of those 855 numbers. I'm like, I'm not answering that. Unless it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire calling me back saying they would like me to be a contestant. I had to pause it because that's annoying. Alright, well anyways, I'm going to upload this video. So, I'm not sure when I'm going to do the Brainers tour, but yeah, it will be sometime. Anyways, I'm just going to chill. I'm going to watch some movies. Make something to eat. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here. Nobody's coming here either, Just gonna relax here, be quiet. I'm cat sitting, so Marble is here. Oh, earlier, there's like a little homeless cat that my dad feeds, so I have to feed it too, and I have to feed our cats and everything. So the cat sometimes comes inside. Well, I let the cat in because I wanted to come in. And Marble was here. Marble started hissing at it, and they're both howling at each other and hissing and like, and then they chased each other, and I'm like, get out! Like that cat had to get out because Marble, she doesn't really get along with Ming. Well, she does get along with Ming Ming, but Anyways, that's all I'm gonna say. Thank you for watching. Thanks a lot, and soon I will make the Brainers tour. Alright, talk to y'all later. Bye.